Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Otaku having coming at you with another anime review. Today I'll be reviewing Bakuman. It was supposed to be the Gray Man, but I didn't have as much time as I thought I was going to have on my vacation to watch it. So we'll be doing that between today and up to 2 days from now. So it'll be coming out soon. Look forward to that. Today will be Bakuman, iterations 1, 2, and 3. So it covers the whole anime. The anime was supposed to get dubbed, but the dubbing company had to drop it because of financial problems, and we don't know anything about it being completely dubbed later on. Right now, I think there's only like 6 episodes dubbed, so you'll have to watch it subbed if you want to get the full thing. Now, this anime was, or in the manga was written by Sugumi Oba and drawn by Takeshi Obata, and these two are a genius team working together. You really can't beat them because they made Bakuman, which almost everybody rates a 10 out of 10, which is what I'm giving it to. And then they wrote Death Note, which most people also rated 10 out of 10. Most of their manga is like top skill. They're really, really good at what they do. Now, in Bakuman, they chronicleize how one would become a manga author or a successful manga author and how they would get an anime. And it starts off with Mashiro Moritaka, which is just sitting in the classroom like every normal high school student when he's approached by Takagi Akito. Takagi's like, "Hey, I seen your drawing. You got the best drawing in class. We should become manga artists." And Takagi's like one of the top students in the school. He could go on to be whatever he wants to be. Moritaka's just kind of like a middle average student, except he can draw extremely well. And after a bit of trying, Takagi finally got Mashiro to say, "Hey, all right, let's go. Let's do this. But if we do it, we're doing it all the way. We're not stopping. We're going all in for it." And then we got to see Mashiro go confess to his love, which was like Azuki Miho. Azuki Miho was a girl that he had been crushing on for a long time, ever since like 6th grade or something. And basically, he said he knocked on he buzzed her gate, and she walked out, and he's like, "Will you marry me if my manga becomes an anime?" And she says, "Yes, but we won't see each other until then." And Mashiro is fine with that because he just got told yes that he was going to be able to marry the girl of his dreams. But she said only once both of our dreams come true. Her dream was to be a seiyuu in a famous anime, and that was his anime. So once his manga basically became an anime, then they could get married. Now, throughout this whole thing, they have random, or no, rather not random, they have really good rivals. The rivals include Shinta Fukuda, which is he writes like dirt bike mangas, racing mangas, things like that. And you had Nizuma Eji. Nizuma Eji's top of the line. He has several of the top. He's the main rival. He has several of the top mangas. He holds one number one place for like ever. And before they could get Nizuma Eji to um, run in Shonen Jack, which is Shonen Jump basically, but they couldn't call it Shonen Jump for some reason. But Shonen Jack is what they're getting into. They're amateurs becoming pro, and Nizuma Eji's most famous one was known as Crow. He said, "If I maintain first place for long enough, then I get to cancel any one manga that I want." Everybody thought, well, what manga does he want to cancel? Because everybody was kind of worried their manga was going to get canceled by Nizuma Eji if he reached that goal. But no, Nizuma Eiji wanted to cancel his own manga, and all the other mangaka was like, "No, that's a really good manga. You shouldn't cancel that." Even though he had gotten bored with it, he goes, "All right, well here's what I'll do. If you can pass me within 10 weeks, then I won't cancel my manga. But if I maintain first place for 10 weeks, then I can cancel my own manga." So that's what he did, directly competing with Takagi and Mashiro, the pair that are writing several that are writing the manga, the main character right now. They also had Hattori, which was their first editor. He helped get them all the way up to the top near about it. He got pushed off after they became pro though, for some reason. When they published Perfect Crime Party and directly competed with Classroom of Truth. Classroom of Truth was probably one of my favorite sub mangas, was maybe what you would call it, because they wrote it within a manga. But anyway, Classroom of Truth is about a classroom full of kids that the only way they can the last one gets out. The last one gets out, and if you tell a lie in the classroom of truth, you vanish, and then what you were really thinking appears on the screen. So you have people directly trying to compete with each other, trying to get them to lie, or people lying, trying to get people to lie, and they disappeared without believing that the lying would actually make them disappear. And you have Nakai, which is an excellent background artist and a regular artist himself, but his background was top of the line. You couldn't beat him. Not even Mashiro could hardly beat him. And you had Iwase. Iwase was Mashiro's first, or yeah, Iwase was Takagi's first love, basically. Iwase fell in love with him, but she didn't want to date him because he was throwing his life away, becoming a mangaka. She thought. And later on, she was trying to figure out what made him choose this other girl over me that he chose because she was like so well off. She was basically the perfect girl. She had top scores in her class. She was beautiful and everything, and she don't know why she got passed up for that other girl. So she went to become a famous mangaka and directly competed with Takagi for the title of the best mangaka in Japan. But they really couldn't pass Knees on the Edgy till the end with Perfect Crime Party. And let's see, there was another guy, I forget his name, but he wrote The Owl. Basically he was in a dead end job, basically working for nothing, when he found a manga on a train, and he's like, hey, you know what? I bet I could write this for money. So he goes and starts to write manga and becomes really popular. But he really wants to quit really bad. But his editor is like, I'll get you plenty of women as long as you keep writing manga. I'll get you this one woman that you really want. And that was Iwase at the end. Him and Iwase got together. The Takagi's direct rival. Basically, what this anime is about is Masahiro Moritaka trying to get his manga serialized and then published into an anime so that Azuki Miho can become the Seiyu and they can get married. Now, towards the end, when he actually did get an anime adaptation, they were struggling um, to get the Seiyu to be Azuki Miho because everybody was like, "Hey, no, that's not fair," because he's in love with Miho. They all found out about that, and until Miho come on air and said what their promise was, and that she wasn't just going to take the role, she was going to compete with it just like everybody else, and she outshined everybody there by a long shot. So she actually got the role, and nobody was too angry about it. Didn't seem like in the manga, so that passed out too well. If you're planning on watching this, I would suggest not watching it dubbed because you're only gonna have 6 episodes of dub, so you can't really finish it. Watch the sub, just much better subbed. So overall, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. And my anime list is only ranking like 31 and has an 8.75, but I think it's worth way more than that. These guys, Sugumi Oba, or yeah, Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata are masters basically. They're like the knees on the edgy of the real world. Well, besides Eiichiro Oda, I mean Oda's always at the top, but they're as far as short anime go, nobody has them beat in my book. Peace.